In this video, we're going to look at the top gainers in crypto. Are they worth investing in? What to look for? And what else information is needed? This is CeoTrades, where money works for you. Let's take a look at the top gainers for today. We're going to look at two different softwares very quickly because there is a lot to be said. Top crypto gainers and losers in CoinGecko.com. These are the top gainers and losers. Now, obviously, number one is Floki. Floki is a micro coin. You can see it's 0.4037 of a cent, 63% up in 24 hours. In some softwares, this will allow you to look at the hourly change as well. So just be aware of that. That's number one in reference to the gainers. And then we look down some of these, but what do? Number one is we look to see the information. We click on this one just for example, so we look at the market cap. It's 366 million. We see the volume that was traded in the last 24 hours, 87 million, 87.7 million. It's ranked 124. That's not bad. Now, what is the circulating supply compared to the total supply? The total is 10 trillion. There's 9.7 trillion circulating supply. It's almost to the max, which is good news. There are 93,000 people who have it on their watch list. Now we look at the actual chart and compare and see what's happened. Now, this is what's happened in the last 24 hours. It's way up. But let's take a look at the max and see how much information is out here. Now, we can see that it started out back in June of 2021 at 0.5001, and it went up way up to 0.3031. Right now, it's at 0.4024. This, I don't know if there's any news. That's the next thing that you want to look, because if there is news, then it's worthwhile to invest in this one. So what do we look for in here? For example, you can go to social media. On the right here, you have their Twitter, Telegram, and so on, and see what information has been posted. You can also check into some of these softwares will give you the news or the latest products that some of these might have. Now, what I like to do, let's just go into Twitter and see if there's anything that's been posted on Real Floki Inno. This is just as an example. Let's see what their latest tweet is and see if there's any news. Floki DAO has voted to burn 4.97 trillion as Floki tokens in the Floki bridge and reduce the Floki transaction tax to 2.3%. Now, it sounds good. It seems good. You can see that 1.5 million people have looked at this, and that's why it's gotten movement. But this was posted about 2 weeks ago. Now, the latest is this one. In 40 minutes ago, we just uploaded a Floki YouTube update video, and there's a whole world in reference to these tokens, and you need to decide whether they're worthy to invest in. Now, this is what I recommend. Number one is, if you see a token that has moved 60%, why do you want to jump in necessarily right then and there? It's already made the move. It's not worth your time to look at these. So what do? I look towards the top losers as well as the bottom gainers, because there could still be momentum in some of these. It depends what they are. And this one will list about what, 20, 25, maybe 30, 24 hours, top 1,000, it says, of the top gainers. Now, if you want to look at more of these, you might have to expand your list, but I tend to look at the bottom. So what do? We just reverse this and see what the opposite is here. Numbers, 17% gain in Angle. I was going to say Angel, but that's Angle. Dust Network, AMO Coin, Scallop, Magic. Now, these are one way to look at this. Now, I want to compare this to the Coin Market Cap top gainers. Now, these are the top gainers in here. Obviously, they're not the same list. Why? One lists certain coins and the other one lists certain other coins. Immutable X seems to be the top gainer in this program. Let me just make sure. And I believe that this program, if we look into it, we can have different views on hourly and 24 hours. Now, it says Aptos is up 8% in the last 24 hours. Now, I know that Aptos is a very good investment, although the move is probably made already. But what we do is we compare it in the chart. Let's look at the chart just as an example for the last month. I don't like this squiggly chart, and this doesn't offer too much of a different chart, but we can see that on 16th of January, it was at $7.80. Aptos made a move to $18. Now it's back down to $14. Is it time to jump in? I would still wait on this one. Aptos. I was ready to jump in somewhere in here, and boom, all of a sudden overnight, because as you're doing research, you don't always have lots of time to continually view these. And when it made that move, I just lost that momentum right there, and I just kept watching it, and it's gone downward. I haven't jumped in. Some people will claim to FOMO, meaning I've got to jump in. I've got to get in. So can you imagine having jumped in up here, and all of a sudden it's back at the same level, but drops, drops, drops. So it's not always the best of intentions. You've got to be able to jump in when, for example, it's in here on this up line right here, or on this consolidating path right here, and then all of a sudden it gains some momentum. You've got to get in it before the news happens. It's not after the news happens that you should jump in. That's why a lot of people lose. This is CeoTrades, where money works for you. Top gainers are available on different softwares, and this is just two of them so that you know how to look for them in your next bout of investing.